So they're talking here about the last provincial election in Ontario, and I actually want this to be fairly brief. They're trying to figure out what happened, and what is it. See, like so much Canadian media, this has a Tory slant to it. So they're trying to figure out what did the Conservatives do wrong. That's the wrong question. The Liberals have been in power for quite a long time, and the election was a referendum on the sitting government. So it wasn't a question of what did the people in the last election. I don't think people voted against the Conservatives so much as they voted for the Liberals. Um, there was a change of leadership in the Liberal Party. The Liberals put down a budget that was fairly well received, and people said, there's no reason to change the government. So that was my take on what happened. That when you've had a government that's been in power for 10 years or more than 10 years, the election is often going to be about what they do, not about what the opposition parties do, right? Um, I don't particularly want to be seen as giving out advice to the Tories, but I mean, this is an example where I live in this province, and the last time the Conservatives were in power in Ontario, they really fucked it up. They screwed up the energy system particularly badly, but there's a lot of other things they screwed up as well. And a lot of people are very apprehensive about going back to that. Okay, but ultimately, that aside, the big issue in the last election was that it wasn't about the Conservatives. You you can be that vain. It wasn't about you. It was about the premier, and it was about the premier. It was about the sitting government, what the sitting government did, and a referendum on whether the people wanted to get to extend their period or not. And before you can get to the question of who it is that you want to replace the government, you have to decide that you want to replace the government. And the people of Ontario never got to the point where they decided that they wanted to replace the government, despite much wrangling and very, very strong attempts by the media to push them in that direction. So, what could the Conservatives have done differently? Nothing, because people liked what they saw, and they voted to stay with the status quo.